The video that you're about to see depicts the shock trials of DDG 53. DDG 53 was one of the early production ships of the DDG 51, or Arleigh Burke class, and was chosen to undergo a full shock series of tests and trials. This trial was built upon a heritage that goes back over a decade ago. About a decade ago, we shocked CG-48, the Yorktown, with a full series. About 6 years ago, when I first joined the program as the Fleet Introduction and Lifetime Support Director, one of my first jobs was to go out on the CG-53 Mobile Bay for the second series of full shock trials in the cruiser. That was an experience you just don't forget. It taught me a great deal about the importance of shock trials and the importance of getting it right the first time so that these very capable assets will keep on fighting even when hurt. The Arleigh Burke class will be the backbone of our Navy well into the future. She is well suited for open ocean warfare. She is superbly suited for littoral warfare, for the tactical ballistic missile defense missions that are coming our way. These challenges will have to be incorporated into this ship, and the ship will have to steam into shallower waters, into more dangerous environments. And so the shock trial regimen that we put these ships through is absolutely critical. The shock trials in CG-53 were conducted in the Atlantic, in a different environment, on a different hull form, with different crew. In the intervening years that have passed, our country has taken some different turns as to how you deal with the environment. These tests were conducted in California, off the coast there. They were conducted in full environmental compliance. We had 20 marine science, marine biologists aboard. We used sonobuoys to ensure that the area was clear. And after each shot, we surveyed, we kept flying, we kept boats out there looking, and no marine mammals were injured or killed. This trial was in full environmental compliance. This trial validated the changes that we had made in the ship and the systems. This was a new hull form. It had a raked mast. It had a new reduction gear. It had data multiplexing systems for machinery control. It had improvements in the spy radar. It had improvements in the large screen color displays. It had improvements in the computers and the other displays used throughout the ship. All of those things came through superbly. In 1991, while Princeton was operating in the Arabian Gulf, firefighting ensembles, which protects them from high temperatures, steam, and they're fire retardant. And they'll be the first ones to go out in case a ship enters danger. What happens is the ship enters danger, and once we take a hit or an explosion over the side, we'll send our investigators out in pairs.
They learn to interact with ship systems and bring the ship online to her full combat capabilities. As the first detonation approaches, the training teams evaluate the weeks of instruction.
Okay. Good job reporting. Good job finding the problems.
There's an anticipation. There's sort of a suspension for the people who haven't been through it, and it's sort of a challenge. It's a goal, a major goal for us to meet that challenge head on and come out and show what the John Paul Jones is made of.
Anticipation of the shock team and the crew heightens as the John Paul Jones sets course to its test station off the Southern California coast. Over 150 miles west of San Diego and within the Pacific Missile Test Range. Once on station, final preparations ensue. Cameras are framed and tested. Cables are dressed and loose items secured. At the rendezvous point, the charge is primed and armed from the USNS Navajo. Once the charge is deployed by the tow line and situated off the port side, general quarters is set throughout the John Paul Jones, ordering all hands to man their stations. Aircraft and surface vessels remain on schedule as the word is passed. The range gives coordinators the go to proceed with the shot.
You guys in, let's go!
All support teams and crew anxiously await the final countdown.
T-minus 30 seconds and counting. Remove sonar headsets. Ranging team, clear the weather decks. T-minus 15 seconds. Brace for shock. Brace for shock.
All stations TL, brace for shock.
9, 8, 7, 6, 4, 3, 2, 1, shoot! One, shoot!
Yes!
One, shoot!
The repair teams immediately disperse throughout the ship, searching for any structural or human casualties inflicted by the blast.
30 seconds!
All stations DCA, conduct primary investigation. Make reports to Damage Control Central.
Pair 3I, T-shift to Pair 3, no initial damage, no personnel damage.
Minutes later, all combat system elements are online and fully operational.
Phalanx runs, we've successfully consummated standard missile engagements, and Harpoon and Tomahawk engagements were satisfactory as well, sir.
With all post-shot aerial surveys and operations complete, the John Paul Jones sets course for San Diego. Once back in port, the civilian workforce begins full data analysis at the shore support site, better known as Trailer City. Located at the foot of Pier 13, Trailer City consists of 26 trailers serving as project headquarters for all shock trial personnel. These support teams conduct the shock trial from beginning to end. The variety of people supporting the project includes logistics coordinators, shipbuilding and combat systems engineers, camera crews, surveyors, and maintenance teams. On the ship, team members assist the crew with inspection and repair of equipment. Burst pipes are replaced, faulty systems debugged, and various debris cleaned and secured. Meanwhile, divers swim beneath the surface to closely inspect the hull structure, while photographers document damage throughout the ship. This data helps the engineers to predict the effects of the next shot. Of course, no assumptions can be made, except to expect the unexpected. Determined and focused, the ship riders board for the last shot. The ship has been fine-tuned, all spaces back up to speed, the crew poised and confident. The John Paul Jones sets underway for the last and ultimate test of combat survivability. Meanwhile, USNS Navajo pulls into the Naval Weapons Station at Seal Beach to load on the last charge. Members of UERD and the naval crew carefully secure the charge to the A-frame and chart their course to the open seas. Early the following day, the USS John Paul Jones and the USNS Navajo arrive on station. Aircraft originating from San Nicolas Island and nearby support ships begin the marine mammal surveys. Instruments on board are calibrated and readied. All aerial surveys are completed.
Range is clear. Range is clear, aye.
The order is given to set general quarters. This time, the charge is set to the starboard side, merely half the distance of the first shot. The final countdown begins.
Brace for shock! Brace for shock!
Brace for shot! Brace for shot! T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
ship undergoes the most powerful shock wave that can be safely inflicted. High-speed footage captures the mile-per-second rush of the shock wave through the ship. Communications are immediately checked on all networks.
Soup, Season 2. Any station CSAT com check.
All stations TAO com checks.
Here we go.
Prepare lockers, conduct primary investigation, make reports to DDG Central.
Anti-missile defenses stay online.
Copy, and TRO-CSC, we've got the shock auto SM statement active.
TOI.
Okay, RC, let's go ahead and start 3, 2, 1, 6, and 1, 7.
Okay.
We got kills on both?
Affirmative.
Outstanding.
Investigators away, commence RF sniff.
Looks like we're almost maybe like 2 inches out on this bottom side down here.
The close-in weapon system tracks the target and demonstrates live fire capability.
Air MSS, want to confirm safe firing bearings 270 to 020 clockwise?
Affirmative, 270-020 clockwise.
Request launch 12 batteries release 12 rounds, super arbok port side.
The chaff launchers are operative, and the towed array sonar lines are inspected and tested. All systems are online. A victory for the John Paul Jones.
Good effort by all hands, both for the support leading up to the detonation and for the fight-through period. But we handled things very well. Appreciate the effort of everybody, including all the shock team personnel who have worked so long and so hard to bring this about.
Back at Seal Beach, Ship's Force offloads all inert and remaining live ammunition, where they are packed up and sent out for detailed inspection and engineering analysis. Later, in San Diego, maintenance checks throughout the interior and exterior of the ship provide crucial evidence to the understanding of ship survivability. Final inspection occurs up the harbor from the 32nd Street Naval Station at Southwest Marine Shipyard, where the John Paul Jones settles into dry dock for detailing and hull inspections. The shock program confirmed the need for the multitude of design and construction modifications to harden the DDG-51 class and other surface combatants. The shock team and the ship's force now know the effect that near misses may have on the Arleigh Burke class destroyers. They have experienced the damaging force and the unpredictable problems arising from shock. Now, armed with this newfound knowledge, they will take survivability to a new level of distinction.
You guys have set the standard. You guys have set the new standard in the Navy. Every one of you set the standard for the Navy. Because that's a hell of a record. We didn't even no one has come close to beating our record.
And even though the John Paul Jones demonstrated remarkable fight-through capability, no design is infallible, and no situation predictable. Only constant combat readiness and determination can make a strong ship solid. And a great team superior.